relax. We should be asleep. You should be, and so should I. Well, depending on where you're watching from, I suppose. But I'm not. In fact, I'm just now getting around to making my overnight oats for the week. And I had such a great time doing a live while I prepped my overnight oats last week that I thought, why not do it again? So here I am getting ready to make just some overnight oats that I will use for breakfasts and, lunches if I want throughout the rest of the week for myself and my wife. So if you're here or if you're watching it later, welcome. If you're here tonight live, then please leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know what you're prepping this week for your meals over the next few days. So anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and talk about what I'm doing, which is something, I make overnight oats all the time. I'm sure most of you guys know how to make these already. So my telling you how to do it is sort of unnecessary, but I got to talk about something while I'm here, so I might as well talk about making overnight oats. I was at the grocery store earlier today and I saw some prepared overnight oats that were for sale at the grocery store for between $3 and $4. And I thought to myself, I can make those for $1.49 a serving. So I was pretty happy about that. So I'm going to do that now. We will start with some old-fashioned rolled oats. Nothing fancy, just the store brand old-fashioned rolled oats. I like to use a half a cup. This is my favorite measuring cup. Do you have a favorite measuring cup? I know that's kind of silly, right? We've got lots of measuring cups in the house, but for some reason, I really like this stainless steel half cup measuring cup. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and measure out a half cup serving of oats for each of these. This is 150 calories per serving, by the way. In the dry form. Once I add everything else to it, it'll be quite a bit more than that. It doesn't look like I'm gonna have enough in here to make all 4 servings. So it looks like this week it's only gonna be 4. So we're almost out of oats in there. Probably need to pick some more of those up when I go to the store next. So these 2 cups are unnecessary. So between my wife and I, this will get us through 2 days. 4 cups of overnight oats. So the next thing I'm going to add is some PB Fit powder. Now or PB2 powder. This one's PB2. Sometimes I use PB2, sometimes I use PB Fit. I use them pretty much interchangeably. These are 60 calories for a 2 tablespoon serving. Now, I am actually trying to drop weight a little more quickly over the next couple of weeks, and so these are going to be an integral part of that, having these each day, or the smoothie. I'll alternate between the two. Some days I'm looking for my measuring spoon. I have left it somewhere, and I need the measuring spoon. Where's my measuring spoon? I think it's over there, and rather than pause the live, I'm going to do what you're not. I'm going to leave the frame. So please wait right here. I'll be right back. Before I go, let me say hi to where are my glasses? I'm old. What can I say? Jennifer. I can read Jennifer. And Lean Goodell, I think. Lean Goodell? Gendel? Lean Gendel? I'm so sorry if I'm saying it wrong. But hi, hello, greetings. Thank you for being here. Maybe I'll see if I can find my glasses while I'm up as well. Don't go away. I'll be right back. And I'm back, and I did find my glasses. So hello, Team Gendel. Yeah, I was right, Team Gendel and Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. And I also found the measuring spoon. So we're gonna go with 2 tablespoons of PB Fit powder or PB2 powder. Which one is it again? This one's PB2 powder. 2 tablespoons of that in each container. I really like the flavor that this adds to my overnight oats. Forgive my dog, they don't have any filming etiquette at all. So 2 tablespoons of PB Fit powder. This is 1.5 grams of fat per serving, 60 calories per serving, only 5 grams of total carbohydrates, but it's got 6 grams of protein, so that's great. I love that. Hello, hello. Linby Gadill and Real Rosa. Hello, Real Rosa. Hello. Glad to have you guys with me tonight. So yeah, PB2 powder. So far, We have rolled oats and PB2 powder in these. That's it. That's all that's in there so far. And the oats were 150 calories and the PB2 powder is 60. So we are up to 210 calories. That's where we're at so far on these. Next up is the chia seed. Whoa, chia seeds. Look at that special effects and everything. The chia seeds for 1 tablespoon are 60 calories. So 150, 60 twice is 120, 270. So this is going to put us up to 270 calories. This has 4 grams of fat and 2 grams of protein, but it's really the omega-3 fatty acids that really make this great and a good thing to add. But the reason I add these, that's Daisy. Like I said, Daisy has no filming etiquette. She does not appreciate the fact that I'm trying to talk to all 45 of you right now. And she heard her name. Yeah, I'm just gonna let her go because she's gonna do her thing. And if I try to stop her, it's only gonna get worse. So anyway, chia seeds. The real reason that I add chia seeds to my oats is not because of the omega-3 fatty acids. That's why I did it initially. But the real reason that I add them is because I like what it does to the consistency of the oats. It adds that little sort of thickening, characteristic to it that really helps bind the oats together really, really well. And I like that. I like how they are. Now, sometimes I will say that the oats come out a little bit, the overnight oats come out a little bit too thick. But what I'll do then, and this is a secret, this is probably something I shouldn't admit to, I'll add a little bit of coffee, just black coffee to it. Like I'll have my coffee and I'm like, oh, these oats are too thick, so I'll add a little bit of coffee to it. And I know that seems strange, but I'm gonna give her a bone. Maybe that'll help. Excuse me just a moment. You, come here. I said a bone, it's not actually a bone. It is an antler. So we're gonna see if that'll help. There you go. You want it? Do you want it? You wanna come up here? No, I don't want you up here. I would let her come up here and say hello, but I'm making food. That's just kind of, yeah. There you go. You got it? All right, now go. So now you're gonna hear chewing in the background instead of barking, but maybe it'll be slightly quieter. I don't know. So as I was saying, I like the chia seeds because they thicken the oats quite a bit. Oh, wow, you are typing in a language that I do not understand. So I will see if later I can look at a translation of your comments and respond appropriately. So, but thank you for commenting and thank you for being here. So I'm gonna take these dry oats here, I'm gonna mix these up. And I like to mix up the dry ingredients before I add the liquid, just to make sure that they're all blended together pretty well so that I don't get, dry spaces in the oats. I don't like those dry spaces. Thank you. Yes, yes, absolutely. Jesus loves you too. So thank you. I appreciate that. And so we got that all mixed in there. And do this last one. All right. Okay. While I'm doing that, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. Excuse me. In the evenings, and I'm a huge coffee fan, and I prefer coffee more often than not. But if it gets late at night like this, instead of coffee, I have this cinnamon sunset tea. It's got a really warm cinnamon flavor that I like so much. It's delicious. You don't need to add anything to it. It's got a great flavor all by itself, so I don't have to add any sugar. It really has helped me cut back on binge eating late at night by having this warm tea that's just really, really wonderful. All right, now to go with these dry ingredients, we need some soy milk. You can use whatever liquid you want, of course. I use plant milk, and I prefer soy milk because it has a higher amount of protein than other plant milks, and I like the flavor. Now, if I were trying to be as healthy as I should be trying to be, I would use the no sugar added soy milk, but that is not what I'm doing. I'm using the soy milk that does have sugar in it. And my excuse for that is I'm not adding any other sweetener to this at all. No, just no sweetener. So any sweetness that comes to these oats is coming to them via this plant milk. And so I go ahead and I use the regular soy milk. This is about 100 calories per serving, I believe. Yeah, 100 calories per cup, 4 grams of fat. It does have 6 grams of sugar, so I'll admit that's more than I should be adding. And it's got 7 grams of protein. I actually like this brand, and 7 grams of protein is really good. So all things considered, I don't think that much sugar is gonna be the end of me. So, and you know, eating this over the last 9 months, I have managed to drop my A1C from 6.7, which was in the type 2 diabetic range, all the way down to 5.2. So my A1C at my last checkup was only 5.2, which puts me well below the pre-diabetic range. So that is a win, and I'm very, very happy with those results. So they also make decaf coffee. Yeah, that's true, they do, that's true. Yeah, I don't know. I get suspicious about what do they do to decaffeinate that stuff? You know, what do they got to do to that? I don't know. I'm not sure I trust decaf coffee. More power to you though, if you like it. So, but for me, I like the full caffeinated stuff. But when I don't want the caffeine, I'll go with this tea. And to be fair, this is black tea, so it does have caffeine in it. So I don't really know if I'm doing myself any favors by having it. So who's to say? Just gonna mix up these oats here, make sure we've got a good consistency, make sure that I get down into the corners. Last time I didn't do that very well. I didn't get down into the corners on this container, and I had some dry spots, which isn't so much fun. And it's not bad, you just mix it up with, you know, whatever you're adding to it at the time. But, you know, since we're sitting here talking, I can go ahead and take my time and make sure these are mixed up really well. Oh, thank you for those lovely little hearts, I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. 100s in there, yeah, that's nice. It's nice, I appreciate that. Listen, if you haven't checked out my most recent video, I literally posted about 35 minutes ago a weekly update, and it was my week 39 weekly update. Super short video this week, only about 3-4 minutes long, just letting you know where I'm at in my weight loss journey. And kind of talking about some goals that I have set for myself. So if you would be interested in checking that out, I would love that. That would be great. Also, if you are here and you are not a subscriber to the channel, if you wanted to take a moment and just hit the subscribe button, that would be fantastic. You don't have to, obviously. If you're not interested in the content and you just want to stop in from time to time, feel free, that's no problem. But if you are of a mind to support the channel and to encourage me on this weight loss journey, I would love it if you would subscribe or leave a comment or a like or a share or any of those things. That's all good. It's all good. All right, so I almost have all these mixed up. And there's only one more ingredient that I need to add once I have these all in here, and those are the blueberries. And so I like to use frozen blueberries in my overnight oats. Fresh blueberries are great too, but frozen are a little cheaper, and they're available year-round, regardless of whether or not, you know, berries are in season, which is good. I really like the fact that they're always available. And, you know, frozen fruits and vegetables, typically speaking, are frozen, flash frozen, at their peak ripeness. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, AJ, dear Jay. Hello. I appreciate that you love those videos. I love making them, you know. I really do. I make these videos really because I enjoy it. The reason that I started making videos in the first place was that the reason I started making videos in the first place was that I felt like making a weekly update video would hold me accountable to staying faithful to my diet. And it really has. Knowing that every week I'm gonna have to come onto YouTube and say, okay, here's what I lost, or here's what I didn't lose, or here's what I gained, and you know, here's why, this is what I ate this week that kind of threw me off, or you know, just having that accountability has really helped. You know, I started at the beginning of January at 335.4 pounds, over 335 pounds. And since that time, I've dropped to 244 pounds. So I only have 10 pounds to go before I hit my 100-pound weight loss goal for 2025. And I am really excited. Oh, thank you. I love these oats too. I could eat these every day. In fact, I could eat them twice a day, and I don't think I'd get tired of them. And, normally I do the exact recipe that I'm doing right now, and I will add the blueberries, which I'm about to add. But every once in a while, I'll mix it up just a little bit and I'll add something else. Like frozen cherries are fantastic in these. They are really good. In fact, I'm kind of tempted to do some of those, but I'm not going to. Today, I'm just going to do the standard recipe, right? The standard recipe, because I know that once I make these with the exact recipe that I'm making, they are literally $1.49 per serving, and they have 20 grams of protein. Isn't that awesome? 20 grams of protein from oats. Who'd have thunk it, right? It's these little added bonuses that I'm throwing in here. So now it is time for the blueberries. So let's go ahead and add these blueberries here. This live is getting a little longer than it needs to be. I try to keep these under 15 minutes, and we're already sitting here at almost 16 minutes. So I'm gonna have to say goodnight here in a little bit. So there's a cup of frozen blueberries, half a cup actually, and then another half a cup of frozen blueberries. And another half a cup of frozen blueberries. I feel like I'm in a children's book. And another half a cup of frozen blueberries. There we go, another half a cup of frozen blueberries. So that is 4 servings of overnight oats at $1.49 a piece. So basically I have $6 worth of food here, and that's going to be 4 meals, 4 breakfasts or 4 lunches, right? And it's such a great deal, and it's very, very healthy. It's got lots of great fiber in the oats, and lots of great antioxidants in the blueberries. So all in all, it's really great. You are 400 pounds trying to get off, metformin, I'm assuming is what ME stands for, and you're helping. Oh, thank you so much. That means the world to me. It really does. Because my hope was that as I go on this weight loss journey, that I would be able to encourage others to do so as well. And, sitting here, I can't tell you how many years went by. And, January 1st would be rolling around and it was a new year. And I would say to myself, look at that. Another year has passed. Another year has passed. And I know my math was probably off there a little bit. I'm sorry. $1.49 and $1.49, I rounded to $1.50. So $1.50 and $1.50 times 4, right? $1.50 times 4 is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $6, right? I think my math's right. And you could subtract the 4 cents if you want to. But anyway, as I was saying, there you go. Good for you. Good for you. Prep that oats. They're ready throughout the day. It's just grab and go in the morning. So as I was saying, I'd get to January again, and I'd look at the year that had gone by, and I would think to myself, here I am, still over 300 pounds. Here I am. I still haven't made any changes to my life. I would have gone on 2 or 3 or 4 diets over the course of the year, and yet the year had passed, and I was no healthier, and I was no lighter, and I was no more fit than I had been the year before that, or the year before that, or the year before that. And I finally just got to a point of desperation where, I need to make a change. I have to make a change. And praise the Lord, this time it stuck, I guess I just finally got desperate enough to actually stick with it. And I have to think that having this YouTube channel was part of what made it stick. And so thank you to all of you who have been with me on this journey and those who are joining right now. Now, this is the part I enjoy doing. I don't think this has anything to do with making the oats better, but I just enjoy this part. I enjoy just shaking the oats, just kind of it also helps me make sure that I've got the lid on right. I've done this before and not had the lid on correctly and made a huge mess. So that's 1 oats shaken, not stirred. Actually, I stirred them too, so they were shaken. So you say that? You say what? What do you say? Oh, you say that about each year having gone by? Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. It's hard. It really is. It's hard to make that change because we feel bad, so we eat to feel better. And then when we eat to feel better, we feel better for a moment. But then once the pleasure of the eating passes, we feel even worse because now we've got guilt to throw on top of the fact that we felt bad in the first place. We gain more weight and we feel worse. And having felt worse, what do we do then? We want to feel better, so we go and we eat some more. It's a vicious cycle. And we have to learn to find our satisfaction and our better feelings in other things. At least that's what I've had to do. And one thing I enjoy is shaking these oats. Do I eat, generally speaking, I eat 3 meals a day. Sometimes I eat 2 meals a day. It depends on whether or not I'm really focused on my intermittent fasting. And I do usually eat snacks. So, and my snacks are generally like an apple. I actually did a short the other day about my philosophy on snacks and which snacks I eat depending on what I'm doing. If I only need like just a little tiny something to carry me through, I'll have a mandarin orange. If I need something that is going to, really kind of prep me to not eat too much at my next meal, maybe a half an hour or an hour before I eat, I'll have an apple, which I absolutely love. If I know that it's going to be several hours before I'm going to get a chance to eat, and I need something that's a little more substantial, I'll have a builder bar, a protein bar with like 20 grams of protein in it. I'll also do that if I'm wanting something as a meal replacement. So typically I eat 2 to 3 meals a day, just depending on how hungry I am and what my schedule is running like. And then I'll have a couple of snacks, but they're pretty light snacks, generally speaking, usually fresh fruit, an apple. If I'm feeling like I want a treat, right? I'll take some natural peanut butter, like a tablespoon of natural peanut butter, and put it on a medjool date, and that's amazing. That's like a candy bar, but that's a little decadent, and I'm definitely not going to be doing any of that over the next couple of weeks, because over the next couple of weeks, I've set a goal for myself, and I talk about this in my most recent update video that I posted about 45 minutes ago, but I'll just tell you guys since you're here. I am planning on trying to lose the last 10 pounds on my way to 100 pounds this year over the next 2 weeks. So I'm giving myself 14 days to lose 10 pounds. So I am going to be dialing everything in, and I'm going to be really focusing on hitting my metrics. I'm going to be tracking my food. I'm going to be watching my fasting window so that I'm not eating when I shouldn't be eating. I'm going to be making sure that I maintain a caloric deficit of about 1,930 calories per day. That's where I'm, going. That's what I'm planning on doing. And so my plan is I'm starting tomorrow on this more intensified version of my diet. And I'm going to record each day the things that I'm doing. I'm going to try to make each day pretty short so that the actual video when I post it all isn't super long. But that's what I'm going to be doing for week 40 and 41 for those updates. Yeah. Anyway, so that's it. We've been live here for about 23 minutes. I have made my 4 portions of overnight oats for $1.49 a piece. I have really enjoyed. Oh, for dinner. What do I eat for dinner? Dinners, they vary a lot. I would say that my dinners are the meals that get the most variety, right? Breakfasts and lunches are really repetitive for me. I do smoothies, I do overnight oats. The smoothies are almost always for breakfast. And my smoothie recipes, if you want to check those out. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, AJ. I really do appreciate that. My smoothie recipe, the one that I generally use, is it goes like this. I do 1 scoop of plant-based protein powder, usually chocolate or vanilla. Those are the 2 that I like. And I have a couple different brands that I like. One is called Perk. It's spelled P-I-R-Q. The other is called BBFL. They're both plant-based and they're fantastic. So I'll use a scoop of either chocolate or vanilla protein powder. I use a 1/2 cup to a full cup of frozen blueberries. I will use a cup of frozen mustard grains and a cup of frozen cauliflower. And then I will add water to that. If I want something a little bit sweeter, I'll add 1 or 2 medjool dates, and I'll blend that in my Vitamix blender, and I'll get that, nice and smooth, and then I'll eat that. And I say eat it because I think of smoothies as eating them, even though you're drinking them. I'll have that smoothie over the Colonel Sanders with the secret blend. Yeah, I know. It's like, it is kind of a Colonel Sanders-y looking beard there, isn't it? And I am an old dude, so feel free to refer to me as Unc if that makes you feel better. So, but yeah, that's good. I like that. Yeah, when I just got my beard trimmed a couple days ago, and I was walking out thinking, man, they do have me looking kind of like Colonel Sanders. So you're not the first person to think that. I was actually the first person to think that. But you are the first person to say it out loud or type it. That's my dog. My dog is being a dog. That's what they do. They have no respect for the fact that I'm recording a video, but that's okay. So anyway, you were asking about my breakfasts and lunches. You said you know what I have for those, but what about my dinners? Let me get to that. So those are the smoothies that I have. I'll also have the oats. Now, oats for me can be either for breakfast or for lunch. I'll have them either way. Sometimes I'll even have oats for dinner if I haven't had any yet today. But dinners are the meals that get the most variety in my plan. I eat a lot of beans. I eat a lot of lentils. I eat some pasta. When I eat pasta, I try to make it a lentil or bean-based pasta, like a chickpea pasta or a red lentil pasta. In my Instant Pot right now, just finishing up, is the food that I have prepped for the coming week. And that actually is going to be, in a future video. I'm in the process of making that right there. So I'll just tell you what it is. It is black beans and brown rice with a veggie broth and onions, and that's it. It's four ingredients. I've cooked it in my Instant Pot, and it's ready to go right now. I just need to, I need to open it up and cool it off and put it into containers. But that's going to be my lunches and or my dinners for the rest of the week. And then tomorrow, I'm going to make a red lentil and potato stew or soup, and it's going to be sort of a curry. You're all good, man. I think the fact that you did that scared her. I think the fact that you came, my stepson here is the terror of our dog. For whatever reason, he just got home from the military, and I don't think she's used to him yet. So no worries. I'm actually live, Hunter. That's why I'm still talking. So, but no, you're good, man. You're good. It's a live stream. I'm not editing anything. It just is what it is. So so yeah, Daisy he scared the heck out of her. So anyway, like I was saying, in the Instant Pot right now, it's black beans, brown rice, 1 pound of each, vegetable broth, and it's actually water mixed with Better Than Bouillon veggie seasoning, which is so good. It smells great. Doesn't that smell good? Can you smell that cooking? Smells good, doesn't it? And then it's got onions. I didn't even saute the onions. I just rough cut them and put them in the pot with it. And so, yeah, I'm telling you what, man, I didn't even saute those bad boys. They are just in there, and they are so good. They smell fantastic. Yes, it is. It is very healthy. It's an ancient grain. It's a whole grain. It's really good for you. So the beans are good for you. The rice is good for you. When you put the proteins together with the beans and the rice, this is something a lot of people don't know, but if you're interested in having a complete protein in your meal, your beans need rice and your rice need beans. When you have the two of them together, they make a complete protein, and that helps you get the most out of the plant-based proteins that you're eating. So those two go together perfectly. So again, I'll have the black beans and rice for dinner several times this week, and then I'll have that red lentil soup, which is gonna have red lentils, potatoes, russet potatoes. Usually I use Yukon Golds, but I got russets really cheap. So it's the red lentils, potatoes. It's going to have all kinds of curry seasoning in it, so it's going to be sort of a curry flavored soup. And then it's going to have peas, corn, carrots, and green beans mixed in with it. And then I'm going to kind of bind it all together with just a little bit of coconut milk. And so that, served over some brown rice or some barley, is fantastic. So those are some of the things that I'll be having for dinner this week. So hopefully that answers your question, AJ. If you have any other questions, feel free to let me know. I am actually about to wrap up. This has been a 29 minute, 30-second live, and I'm going to cut it off at 30 minutes. And yes, once this cycles, it'll post and it'll be available so you can rewatch this live later on if you'd like. Thanks again for hanging out with me. I appreciate all of you who've been here through this. Please give the live a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're interested in seeing more content like this. And you know what? I think I'll probably come back and make my oats with you guys again next week. So if you want to see more and talk more and have more questions answered, come on back next Sunday. Same bat time, same bat channel. See you later.